1, 2, 3. Welcome to End Convos, the podcast where we'll never agree. This is your host, Liz, speaking, and this is my co-host, Mary Grace. Welcome back for our 7th episode. Thank you for being here.
I look like a fucking nerd with these on.
Yeah, and I look like Mulan, so we're thriving today.
All right, so as you'll notice, there's a different
No, there's not.
young woman sitting next to me today. This is my sister,
Hello.
Beth. So today, one of the things that I had written down to speak to my father about, which I guess I'm going to start with you about, is the fact of excessive coyotes.
The coyotes.
Yeah. So there was one going down the driveway the other day, which was a lot. It was scary because we have 2 dogs. Your dog will get fucking massacred by it. So there was that. Then I was driving to the office one day, and I was on my way, and this fucking coyote came up, ran across the street, waited in the middle portion, like it was, what are those called when they have 2
intersection?
No.
2-way street?
No.
4-way street?
No, like 59 is a
somewhat of a highway,
but not. It's the other one.
A road where you drive fast.
Yeah,
but you get
with
pulled
the
over
median,
if you're at like 65 because it's not quite that
don't
fast.
fucking get me started on that.
Illinois.
You didn't listen to the last episode, did you?
I listened to some of it.
So you didn't hear about Harrison?
Oh, that's the fat man, right?
Oh, ooh, I didn't say that.
Well, some people are just fat, and some people are thin. Some people are bald. Some people have hair.
All right. Anyways,
yeah.
So it waited. Like, it's crazy.
Maybe it was someone's dog. I think she's getting paranoid.
No.
She's like, and then there
like
was
a dog knows how to cross the fucking street. No,
obviously,
no. So
Pip would not across the street.
No. So here's Pip would get hit by a car in 4 seconds. So the thing is that this guy lived on the fucking streets. Like, he's wild.
Does he look?
Oh my god, I know what coyotes look like.
No, but I've never seen one.
So anyways,
yeah. No, that's what I'm saying. I think they look like
they're beautiful.
Really?
Well, when they're not, then they don't.
Right.
Have, like, mange.
They're not that like ugly. They look kind of like German shepherds if they're not like really gross.
I don't know.
I thought they did.
So anyways, it stopped in this median area and waited. Like, it waited. I'm not joking.
I think it wanted to be taken.
It
home with
waited
you.
for traffic to clear, and then it fucking crossed.
I would have adopted it.
Okay. I mean, I don't even know, but it was so crazy.
I don't even know.
I don't know. But speaking, I guess we'll go on to the next topic from the coyotes. This wasn't how I had it going in my head, but we'll go to it. Your dog. Talk about him. I should put a picture of him. I was going to say, here.
So here's a photo.
First off, the more I've learned about like dogs and what you're supposed to do with dogs, like, he absolutely
shouldn't be alive.
No, he shouldn't be alive, and like he was a
alive.
poor breed, poor broad.
Yes.
But anyways, he's alive, and you know what? We're keeping him here. We love him.
He's alive and well. Yeah. Little guy, as you see, photo inserted.
You have to keep this under. I have to do the dad too. Like,
yeah.
Okay. You can hear yourself.
You have to be under my chin.
No, not under your chin, under your lips.
You guys are under my lips.
All right, go ahead. Talk about your dog.
Okay. My dog's name is Teddy, and he's a very tiny little teddy bear. He, like she said, breed-wise, he's a toy Aussie doodle. Yes.
And people hate that poodles. I just want to interject because
Go ahead.
I will, and I have, and I always do.
And you will continue to do.
I will forever.
What have I done? What have I continued to do? Do you remember that?
No.
In the movie Year One, where he's hitting him in
Never
the rock.
seen that.
Yes, you have. Cain and Abel, and it's supposed to be funny because he's hitting him in the head with the rock, and Jack Black and that other guy.
This.
Yes, I watched it with you.
I don't know.
She's making me feel crazy.
I had a lot of problems growing up.
Anyway, it was funny, but keep going. Poodles. Why do people
not
get
really upset? I just want to like throw this out there that I now know this. I'm very educated on this. People are very upset that people breed poodles with everything, and also toy things I've learned is a very bad thing.
Yes.
So everything about
Teddy,
can
attest to that. Toy things are not good.
We didn't know this. Listen.
I was very excited.
But the motherfucker's alive, and he's a great guy.
He's a great guy. But I
just want to interject and say we understand all this now.
Yes. But wait, why do people hate poodles being mixed with everything?
Just because it's like
it's amazing because they don't shed.
It's degrading the breed, and it
But to be clear, they're added to every breed so they don't shed and they're hypoallergenic.
No. People
is that not true?
Yeah, yes, it is true. Yeah. But people are upset about the fact, and the more that I learn about it, I kind of understand it. Is that all these breeds, include like my dog too, they're like degrading breeds to the point where like it's not natural, it's unhealthy that they're bred with all these things. Like you should just get a poodle because like from a responsible breeder and whatever.
Here's the thing. That's a not good point. I was gonna say they're very expensive, but also little Ted was not cheap, so never mind.
He was cheap. It's fine.
Yeah, he was.
No, yeah. We found him.
He was free. He was free. He was free, and it's okay.
Anyway,
the story.
Yeah,
the
get
story.
to Ted. Money doesn't matter.
Money, we have so much of it. We don't need to talk about money.
I'm rich, and that's all there is to it. We're all rich.
Yes. So I got him from, I would say, and she was there for the pickup, someone from she was a farmer, so she preferred things to be a little more natural, gave him dewormers, but she's like, hey, this is all he needs, it's going to be good. I don't feel comfortable giving him a vaccine because he's so small. Because when I got him, he was like 0.7 ounces, I think.
Yeah. He was small.
No, I know. Is that stupid? Because I'm serious. That's what she says.
Well,
you just said that like I used the wrong measurement.
No.
I'm like, is it not
but
ounces?
You did.
It is.
No. He'd be 7 ounces, not 0.7 ounces.
No.
Elizabeth.
I don't know. This is what I'm saying. Yeah. Because it'd be a pound.
Right. Which is 16.
So she was making fun of me. So that is clear now. Thank you. Okay. Anyway, he was really tiny.
He wasn't less than an ounce.
No. Oh. Yeah, no, he was at least.
Look, we're not all good at math, and I'm not even great at math.
I hate math.
All right. So anyways.
Yeah, no, he's tiny.
Small
he's
guy.
Very tiny little guy, right? So I'm like, okay, that's cool. I hear you. Yes. But then it's like, what are you supposed to do? You go get the vaccine. So I'm like, all right. So I had him for a week. And mind you, this was my birthday present to myself. Okay. So this was around my birthday.
That's so Gen Z.
Yeah, it is. But I deserved a puppy, a toy little poodle. So he basically got his first vaccine. They're like, he's going to be groggy because that's normal. And I was like, okay. Brought him home and he's like, he's groggy. He's dead asleep.
He was groggy.
He was. I will attest to that. He was groggy. He was dead asleep. And I'm like, oh, he's just tired. And then it was like probably like 2 a.m. because I got it like 3 p.m. the day before.
12 hours before wondering.
They said he was going to be tired, and puppies sleep a lot anyway. So and he was small. So I'm like, okay. And then he was so bad. So it ended up being, long story short, this big thing for probably like, I'd say the whole week was a freaky thing.
Very expensive week.
And he was free, but that's part aside.
We saved him.
Yeah. So he ended up almost dying. He had a sugar level of like 20, which I think it's supposed to be like 300s or something.
I don't know dogs.
Yeah, really crazy. That's what they told me on the phone. Don't look that up because I might be wrong.
It doesn't matter. It was very low is the point. You don't have to give what it is and what it isn't. He was dead.
He was dying. If I didn't bring him in, he would have died.
She would have to put
in an hour.
What is it called? What's that?
Caro syrup.
Syrup, yeah.
I was so I called my vet because I had brought him to my vet. I won't name names because I'm not that girl.
Damn.
But I brought him to a vet and they gave him this vaccine, and then I brought him back the next day because I'm like, something's very wrong. And so they kept him for like a couple hours, gave him fluids, blah, blah, blah. They're like, he's good to go. I'm like, okay, cool. Bring him the next day, call, and I'm like, stuff still seems weird. And they're like, you need to rush to an ER vet, like now. And I'm like, and they're like in the car, like, make sure you're shoving Caro syrup on his gums like every 2 minutes. And I'm like, this big thing, and it was ridiculous. But and also, side note, and this is all fixed now, but he developed
you could have like a solo podcast.
Listen,
you just put a camera up and talk.
Listen, this
you're not even talking.
Listen, this is where it gets kind of funny, but this was when he was out of the clear, or in the clear, not out of the clear, in the clear,
yeah, for sure.
He had vaccination alopecia, so he had a literal circle.
You can still see
it's growing in, and it's a different color than all of his fur.
He looks crazy.
Yeah, and it's growing in finally.
It's a battle wound.
It is. It's like, these are my scars. Yeah, he completely he went bald in a circle where he got the vaccine. And he also got very thin hair. But he's back to normal. So, yeah, that was a terrible week. And that's
it was wild.
Well,
we found out that they give, and I don't know that much about human vaccination as far as like, well, probably it's the same, but they give the same dose to a toy poodle thing as they do to like a fucking Newfie. Like it's crazy.
I can't remember what they
did.
Measured
they cut the dose?
I don't know what so they didn't. They were gonna so
like that doesn't make sense.
So what they said to me, because I said that, and I'm like, it makes sense. Like, he doesn't even weigh a pound. Like, how would you give the same amount?
He doesn't even weigh an ounce.
Right, he doesn't even weigh an ounce. But how would you give the same to like a 20-pound dog, right? But I think what they did, because the measurements I think are just set. Like,
no, they are. I read about it after this happened to him.
Exactly, I did too. Yeah, it's the same. I can't remember what they use for like the measurement, but it's like a unit or I don't know, whatever.
No,
I'm thinking of Botox.
No.
Yeah, they use units.
No. But a unit is a measure. Like, unit is generic for the type of
measurements, math, height, weight.
A unit is literally like which unit. So when they say like this many units, they're talking about like whatever they're measuring in.
Anyway,
milliliters.
They do the same, but what they were gonna do different for him is not give him multiple, because I guess they'll vaccinate with like 3 vaccines in one day, and they were like, we'll skip that part. We'll just give 1, but of the same amount. And I'm like, all right, but it was a bad week. And I honestly, listen, this is insane too. I would bring like packets, like homemade chicken I'd make for him, because it's the only thing he would eat. And I would bring it. Like, if I brought him to people's homes, I'd be like, can I put this chicken in your fridge? I was that lady, and I would never be that lady.
You don't have that many people's homes you're going to.
I'm famous and I'm really popular. Lots of house parties, lots of galas, you know. I'd bring my chicken in my bag.
Gross. Anyways, he's fine now, and he's probably about 5 pounds now.
Yeah, he's about
still 5 pounds. Very small, but like not. He also fell off a chair one time and like fucking ruined his leg, wrecked it. I had to put like a popsicle stick with like some tape around him.
That was the day. That was
Mom, what's happening?
That was the day. I think Dad got home. That was the day that I was actually, so all of this had happened, and the day that she's referring to was the day that I was finally like gonna go home with him, and I was gonna put him in my car, and he jumped out of my arms, and we thought he broke his leg, and I broke down. I was like literally melted on the ground, because I'm like, I just resuscitated this dog, and now he has a broken leg. Like, I can't take care of
an
under an ounce dog.
Did I not nurse him back to health?
You did, and then I got home. But see, here's the thing: I got him home, and I took that off, and he ran around. So I think he's a little bit of a wimp. Love him to death.
A little bitch.
He's a little bitch. Yeah.
Love it.
Love him to death, though.
He's jumpier now. He's doing well. Yeah, all right. Anyways, I'm gonna do a Rob, and now I'm bored of this topic. So let's move forward.
Okay. Mm-hmm. I see Michigan accent. I have that bad.
What?
I have that one bad.
Well, the thing that I was going to talk to Dad about it, because he wouldn't care, but you're going to care and you're going to agree with me. I think this is maybe where the what the fuck is the word I'm looking for? The
stamina.
No, like the between us, the back and forth, but it's a different word.
Banter.
Sure, but that's not the word, but it's okay.
Camaraderie.
It's going to fall apart on this podcast, because the original point is that we literally, Dad and I, don't agree on anything, which usually you and I don't agree on a lot either.
We've grown a lot in the last week.
You have. You've aged out.
You've changed, though.
Well, I'm really pretty, if that's what you're talking about.
But I think that you've aged and I've also aged, and I think we've aged.
I don't age.
Together.
Dad calls me Benjamin Buttons, which means I go backwards, so you've gone forward. Maybe we've met in the middle. Anyways, this is neither here nor there.
Yeah.
The Michigan accent to me is, I don't really think I have one. And then, like,
you definitely have one.
Okay, can I get my point out?
She has
I don't really think I have one. And then I listen to, like, people who are from Michigan talk, and I can hear their accent. I'm like, ugh, hate it. It's crazy. What the fuck? And then when I listen to this podcast back, I'm like, oh, my God.
You have one.
Disgusting.
You hear it then?
I have one of the worst.
You have it pretty bad.
Worst
I
Michigan
have it
accents
very bad.
I've ever heard.
Yeah.
And I hate other people's, and then mine is like tenfold theirs.
You only hear it when you hear it back, which makes sense. But like, I remember
Well, I can hear it now because I know what I talk like, and I can like literally. I almost sound Canadian. I sound Dodie. So fucking like, Michigan. Yeah, I'm like, no, hello.
Yeah, so I got it's a video of me opening a gift, and I'm like, oh, thank you, and I'm like, what just happened? Like, I don't sound like that.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah, it's not good. Mm-mm.
I've accepted it. I am embracing it. Mm-hmm. I still hate it, but it is what it is. It's how I talk.
I think there's worse accents to have. So I don't mind it. Like any other one.
Oh, so you think we have the best accent?
Yeah.
I think West Coast is okay.
I hate it.
No, I don't mind it.
It's very like drawn down. They move their mouths like down.
Lily, our niece,
they're like, thank you.
Who lives a fucking minute away from me, has a West Coast accent.
But her mom's from Nevada.
And she tells me I speak wrong. I'm like, bitch, you are Michigan.
Also, I've spoken like a lot of more years than you, so don't come at me.
Damn.
Yeah. Like, these little kids now.
She has spoken a lot of years, though. She was talking to me from 6 months old. I have this debate with her mother every single time. I'm like, that kid was speaking to me from 6 months old. But allegedly, that's not true. But it's true. She was talking forever. But anyways, that's not the point here.
When did I start speaking? Do you remember?
You were screaming and crying for many years.
I had a lot of stomach aches, guys. Like, I was pooping
fun fact.
A lot.
Wait, are you going to get offended?
Well, I don't know what you're going to say. Huh?
Is this offensive?
Probably. Just say I was sick.
No, but I was gonna say what we all thought.
No, okay. Because is that really true? My sister's whispering behind her hand that everybody thought I was possessed. Mom did not.
Mom made a comment. Oh, I don't think I should do this.
I don't think
she's not old enough yet. When she's older, next year.
What?
No, I feel like this.
Wait, you have to say now.
Well, I mean, you don't know. You don't remember. You weren't in that body at that time. You were crazy. Mm-hmm. Like you would wake up screaming and crying for like bloody murder crying.
Yeah, I remember that. No, I remember that.
Hours.
Do you want to know why?
Yeah, I know why.
Well, then what? This is a stupid story.
But we didn't know why.
Like, you'd wake up bloody murder and we wouldn't know why. Like, then I said, you don't want to know why? And you said, I know why. What is that story?
You had dark hair and it was all stringy across your face. And I don't know because I'm not as old as our parents. That makes sense.
What if you're the same age as your parents?
I feel like I'm about the same age. But
like, we'll adopt you, darling.
There was this horror movie allegedly when they were, well, probably when mom was young. Dad was probably still a baby. But she would say like it's like blah blah this horror movie because it was like this stringy. I mean, what I envision is Samara from The Grudge because that's our age, like with the stringy hair of the girl coming out of the well. And so we'd get a little nervous. She turned out she's not doing that anymore. She had allergies,
very bad allergies. Now listen, I'm sure with all of our listeners, there's got to be someone out there who can relate that when your allergies, no, I'm serious. When your allergies are so, and listen, we lived in like, my dad chose a plot of land that was literally just woods. So you pop a house in there and you're just living in the woods. That's essentially. This house. It's every house he builds. He finds forests and puts homes in them. Anyway, allergies are not great in the forest, right? So I had terrible allergies, and so why I would wake up bloody murder is that I'd be so itchy all over my body and like feeling so disgusting. I would literally start having nightmares of like having like bugs all over me or worms all over me or spiders all over me. But this
possessed because she would wake up screaming and crying.
But I still will get that even like
going into our parents' bedroom, telling them that there was spiders like in her skin.
Yes, I remember and saying worms. That.
It's scary.
You know what? I never thought about that in their perspective.
Imagine having like a 2 or 3 year old come in and be
that's
like,
actually so
and
terrifying.
You had your stringy hair across your
face.
That's
so sad though. Oh. But yeah, that actually would be terrifying.
And then you would go out and you would lay on the floor.
My dad would have to take me on walks outside to like, I don't know why that would help me, but like the air.
I don't know. She would, well, because you weren't awake. That's why it would help you like wake up.
No, I was awake.
Oh, it's horrible.
I remember lay on the ground. It was a terrible feeling.
She would come upstairs.
Do you think I'm screaming?
Upstairs.
Do you think you're going to hear this back and I'm like yelling? Or can you turn it down?
We're both yelling. We've been drinking. I can turn it down. But I won't.
I don't want to bust your ears.
I will bust anybody's ears.
Make your ears
She would
bleed.
come out of her bedroom down the hallway and we'd be like, oh, fuck. And she'd have a weird silky nightgown on all the time because she was such a girly girl. But she had cut off half her hair. She was like...
Okay, she's mixing... This is why you never listen to Mary Grace's stories. She's mixing like 8 years of my life into 1 year.
Dude,
I was I was like 3 when I did that to my hair. Yeah. I was not wearing silky nightgowns and walking down the freaking hallways in silky nightgowns when I had my hair like that. No.
Yes.
I was not.
Elizabeth, you didn't get on shots till like 4 or 5ve years old. Yes.
I didn't what? Did anyone catch the word you just said?
Get out your word. No.
That's cool.
You did not get on shots for allergies until...
You didn't get on those shots.
That's what fixed you.
I was healed by...
medicine.
By allergy medication. By allergy shots.
My point is actually these are not mixed together stories. These are very true. And you would lay on the floor and scream, and we would all be like, it became normal. Like, I didn't think it was weird. And then
I remember Mary she wanted to move out of my room because
you were a bad roommate.
I'm a bad roommate. She moved out of my room. We shared a room. We had very cute built-in bunk beds my father provided and a nice built-in closet. Everything was beautiful. Yeah. And she was like, I'm out of here. And I remember
well, you don't want to share. I mean, if you find out a girl might be possessed, you're out, right?
I feel that. Yeah, I feel like I would probably be the same way. If I was experiencing that with like a younger sibling. I'm not possessed. I might have been. No, I don't know.
No.
I don't think so.
No.
I don't feel that way.
No.
I feel like I was just really itchy.
Yeah.
But yeah. So that's that, which was interesting, but
yeah. Well, what else do I have here? I wrote the last one.
So ASMR.
Ew, that's your topic.
I know. This is embarrassing. Okay, so I like ASMR, like the ASMR where it's like.
Explain what it is in case people don't know what it is.
So I don't know what the title is of those words. I don't know what that stands for, but basically it's like
something.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what it would be, but I don't know how to explain it. It's basically like really like repetitive, like odd sounds that are like certain people when they listen to it, their brain like relaxes in like the most insane way.
I think the actual point of it is that it's like very loud, like it's focused on the sound.
I don't know. All I know is like, does it work? Does it work for you? I know it works for Mom.
No, I don't love it.
So like, my mom
There's
and
certain sounds are okay, but like I wouldn't say I like love it.
So like crayons, like getting put on a table, like when you dump a whole thing of crayons, or like typing on a keyboard, or like random noises like that. So that's an ASMR. Yeah, people literally, if you look up like YouTube, it's like, and like you listen to this.
No, I don't like it.
Yeah, it relaxes your head. No, I get it. It's weird, right? So my boyfriend. And so I have to mention, there's also ASMR if you type it into YouTube, which is more common if you put ASMR. It's like literally full-on scripts of people talking to you. Like they're talking to you in a video. Like, how is your day today? Welcome to this office. Like it's like one-on-one, like you're communicating with this person and they're just talking to you.
You respond?
No. But listen, this is how embarrassing this is. So my boyfriend Devin somehow gets brought up in conversation. I don't know. And I didn't know this. To his parents that I like, ASMR, like it's something, haha, blah, blah, blah. So didn't say this to me, blah, blah, blah. I was over at their home and they randomly bring up this because they looked it up and they looked up ASMR and they're like, oh yeah. We were like, what is this?
I'm like disgusting.
I know. And so they looked it up and all the ones that like, if you look it up on YouTube are like people like talking. I'm like, I died a little that day. Cause I'm like, that's just, I know.
This podcast isn't to make people uncomfortable. We don't need to feel your grief and your weirdness. This is uncomfortable.
I feel like that could be that's just a thing that happens.
What did I put as the last topic?
I can't read it.
It looks like fucked potato got firework. I got so crazy with my handwriting, I can't read it.
Kidney cells?
Oh, I know what it says. No, the last one.
I can't read it at all.
It doesn't have anything to do with anything right now. I was going to bring it up organically, but I couldn't read it until right now. It doesn't make sense to just throw in. Where are we at?
Guys, I just shot wine in my eye.
Gross.
That hurt so bad.
which one do I want to do? Let me think. Well, animal something. I can't read the second word. I thought I was being really sneaky, but I can't even fucking read it. That was about like captivity that we were talking about, like, you know, like dolphins and whales and all those things. Mm-hmm. Do we not want to talk about that anymore? Are we over it?
I don't remember what we were so excited to talk about.
That you shouldn't put like dolphins and whales in captivity. And you were like, yes. And I'm like, save it for I thought you had something. I said, save it for the podcast.
I always have something.
I just feel like they're really smart. And it's really...
They're very smart.
Yeah, but it's like creepy. Just because they don't speak our language.
I wasn't even just... I don't think... I think it applies to like anything. Like
a zoo.
You're thinking... Yeah. Well, aquariums too. Like you're thinking like dolphins because they're smart.
Mammals,
but like
specifically, which is a lot of
really
zoo animals.
So I remember
too.
I went to...
I do think mammals are probably the smartest. Well, what are octopi? Pieces. Octopois.
Yeah, they're like... They have like...
But what are they considered? Like as far as animals, invertebrate, because they don't have bones, do they?
I don't think
they're not. Are they fish? What the fuck are they? No, fish have bones.
Probably like they can't breathe out of water, right? Like amphibian-ish, right? Well, I don't know. I mean, frogs live in the water and kind of out of the water.
No, whatever they're called that I just said, octopus. No,
but an invertebrate, I think, is part of a part. It's like they're vertebrae or invertebrate, but I don't think that.
There's no mammals that are invertebrates. I don't know.
I think that mammals have
our
vertebrae.
Education.
I don't know, but I went to an aquarium, and I will say, I mean,
so you're supporting it.
Mm-hmm. No, I will say,
sound like you're supporting it.
No, I'm going to give two sides. I will say that being a human being that is
prove it
scared of the water, and I don't really like getting. I'm very I don't like being super like deep in the ocean or like going
a lot
on
about
boats.
You.
Oh, absolutely not. I'm very much so like to just be on the ground. I don't want to be in a plane. I don't want to be in a hot air balloon
with me.
Absolutely not. There's literally just there's nothing. You know, to be honest, I don't even understand.
Why do we both itch our heads?
Because my head is itchy.
What the fuck happened?
I don't understand the appeal of jumping out of a plane. It doesn't make like literally any sense.
Do you want me to explain it to you?
I would, because I think it's two people that are so different.
Well, we are very different. Yeah. The appeal of jumping out of a plane to me is defying.
You might die. the percentage of
just
going
the
wrong.
excitement of that it could be done. No, well, also I do think it plays a role that like I don't care if I die.
It's always thrill-seeking people.
But I think it does play a major role because, like, but I do care how I die. I don't care if I die. I care how I die. Like, drowning, I don't. I actually don't love water anymore, which I said in an earlier episode. But if I die, I'm not scared, like, if it's fast. I'm not scared of dying. I'm scared of how I die, for sure. I don't love, like, the idea of suffering dying. Like, fuck no. I don't care if I die, though. So I do think that plays a role if you want to live forever or, like, be alive. I think that would play a role. But the thrill portion of jumping out of a plane and nothing to do with death is that for me, I definitely know it would give me an adrenaline rush of like, it's like defying things you're supposed to do. So then it would like give me a boost in like the fact that I can now do other things that, you know what I mean? Like it defies like the restrictions on you as a human. So it would give me a high, I guess, like a manic high of like, I can now do things in like regular life that people say I can't do because I just fucking jumped out of a plane.
I can fly.
But literally like, and it's this thing that people are scared of. It's this thing that like gives you, so I can understand the boost it would give, adrenaline rush boost that it would give me to, then I think it would help me accomplish things in my life that I'm like, fuck it. I jumped out of a plane and I lived.
Yeah, I get that, but that's actually really funny because I totally get that perspective. But to be completely honest, like to me, I equate the same like any. I feel like any
I have to start the camera. It's gonna start over 30 minutes. Keep your thought.
Okay.
You said. So, I get that okay, yeah. You do know.
So yeah. Okay. So I get that perspective of that it's a high. But I've been a lucky individual to just be in so many car accidents that...
Dad and me talked about this last podcast that you didn't watch. We talked about how many accidents you've been in.
A lot. So I guess you have the in.
What
and
a
the
good...
no, and the no. This is natural, guys. This is not scripted.
We didn't script that.
Now, a lot, okay? And I think... and some of them pretty bad. So I equate... Because
none of them that bad. You were never injured.
Yes, I was.
Oh, you did.
I was squished.
Okay.
Now, it's true. It is the truth. We won't get into it, but if you know, you know. That laugh was terrible.
I'm so uncomfortable.
Can you add a different laugh in over that one?
Let's just cut that whole part out. Ew.
Okay, I've been in a lot of car accidents. Yeah. Some of them pretty bad.
No, one of them.
One of them was pretty severe. Anyway, all of that aside, the same feeling occurs if you've been in a car accident, you know, or multiple. The same feeling occurs every time of that like rush that like you know you're in this car and everything starts to go really slow, except it's like a matter of like 5 seconds, but like literally time just like is in slow motion and your heart rate's like
She was a passenger.
Yes,
in most of
them. Yeah, your heart's like in your mouth and you're just like a mess. So I equate the feeling you're talking about to that, which then I equate to dying, and I don't like the idea of dying.
But the big difference between the two is the control. Like you are choosing the one, whereas you're not choosing the other. Because I mean, I would not like to get in a car accident either. That's not exciting to me.
All of that, that's not even a factor for me. Like it's, because I guess it's like, why would I choose? Yeah, I guess you're saying like you're choosing to go up in the plane, choosing whatever.
I mean, you could die, but odds are you're not going to die.
No. It's not that you will or won't. It's that feeling I don't like. And that's the exact feeling you do. That's what's always interesting to me is some people actually, because it's the same feeling, I'm sure, is that like really like.
But I think the difference in this whole thing is control, because I don't think a fucking adrenaline junkie.
But you don't like roller coasters.
No, but there's no well, there's some control, I guess. But
so that's what's weird to me, because if you want to do that, I would think that you would be the type, because most people I talk to, they're like, I want to jump out of a plane, love roller coasters, and it's like the same. It's
not the same to me. I don't know why.
I don't know. They usually go like hand in hand, like they're the same type of person.
Yeah, I can understand that, but I also.
What kind are you, Mary? I'll put a question box.
What does that mean?
Are you a roller coaster gal or not? I'm serious.
Which is it? Yes or no?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I can understand the equation between like a roller coaster and jumping out of a thing. Like those are more similar than an accident. I don't think anybody's like, I just fucking thrive off my next. Like it's just different. That's different.
But that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying the feeling is, because I've tried roller coasters.
It's adrenaline.
Yes.
It is the same feeling.
What I'm saying.
It is adrenaline.
I would never seek out that feeling. I'm very content just being on the ground. And Mary actually asked me one day, if you could fly everywhere, wouldn't you? Like literally, if you had wings, not like in a plane. And she said, if you could fly everywhere, wouldn't you? And I said, no. And she said, if you had wings, you'd walk everywhere. I said, yeah.
That's so weird.
I know. It is, but
that's
I don't
kind of lame.
I am. I said that already earlier that I'm lame.
I see, like,
I own that.
Like eagle bird things.
I don't think that being lame anymore. I think people can be what they want. I think that being lame is okay.
It is? I mean, it's fine.
Don't fucking comment.
Okay.
Is swearing allowed on this podcast?
No. There is no swearing. I would never cuss. I don't do that.
No swearing.
So how the fuck or the frick did that?
How the frickle frackle?
But lame is fine.
Shiz. That one always gets me. Can we talk about when people say shiz? That one.
Frickle frackle is better to you?
I mean, I've never actually heard someone use that.
Rather
That's me.
I actually have heard somebody say that.
Were they really old?
Homeschooled.
Oof.
All right. So ASMR. I don't know how we got from ASMR to that, to be 100% honest. There was some jump there in the middle, but I don't remember.
Yeah.
So something I wanted to bring up to Rob. Oh, but the next one down from there is actually pertaining to you. But I want to talk about the one.
Okay.
Because this one fucking pisses me off, and I don't know anything about science, but I'm gonna go ahead and pretend I do right now. Let's all pretend.
Mary loves to pretend to know. Let's see what she's gonna say. Ooh, did you hear that?
Yeah,
I have a
0.7
guitar
ounces over here.
Guitar.
Let's pretend that I know gross. Hate it. Let's pretend that I know. Speaking of ASMR, though, actually, I do want to say Dad starts the episode almost every time. He's always like,
no, he goes,
no, he didn't do it last episode, but we should have you whistle us in. We'll have you whistle us out because you got a better whistle than your father.
I've got the best whistle.
And I hate to put Rob out like that, but this bitch got a good whistle.
Mm-hmm. It's because my teeth aren't straight.
Is Dad home or is he not?
I'm not sure.
Because if he is, we should throw him in right now.
Can't you pause it?
Yeah, I can pause anything I want. Or we don't have to pause it and we can just go get him. Okay, so a topic that I wanted to bring up to Rob, which you're not going to have the answers to, I don't have the answers to. We would need a very educated scientist to have the answers to this that's like in research because I don't get this.
I was in research at U of M.
Well, then maybe we have the right guest here today.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what fucks me up is last episode we talked a little bit about mom stuff. Very surface kind of. Dad said it was boring and to move on. But I think he maybe just don't want to talk about it. Or maybe he thought it was boring. I'm not 100% sure. Anyways, so basically the next process, if she gets approved, is T-cell therapy, which I have not read a ton about. But my question that irritates me, I'm not going to focus on her. I'm going to shift right now. But the T-cell thing is what I wanted to put out there because this is what fucks me up in my head that I'm so confused about. For years and years and years, I mean, I would imagine since the 70s, 60s, 80s, I don't know when like fundraising shit started for cancer and for like, oh my God, transplants, like that kind of shit. It had to be like years and years and years. You know, the money that they get in funding is what I'm saying to research these topics. Like
I would honestly say not actually that long. I would say 90s.
No, I'm pretty sure the first transplant, I researched it when it first happened, when mom was getting it so long ago.
I would not
I do think it's 80. No, it's 80.
It wouldn't be the 70s.
I believe it was, I mean, I'm sure they tried. Maybe it was like one of the first successful because they definitely tried it. But anyways, cancer, longer, whatever. It doesn't matter. That's not really my point. The money, the funding they get is huge, is really my point. Mm-hmm. At this point, the funding that all of these types of medical issues get is huge. Mm-hmm. So what fucks me up is you gave a group of scientists 6 months, whatever months, to come up with which I guess it's controversial. I don't think it is because if you look into it, it's not controversial. But the like COVID vaccine is technically a therapy. So it goes into your cells. Like that's what it is. So why can't they with cancer with tons of time is what I'm saying. They've had years and years and years and years and tons of funding and top alleged scientists on it. Cancer or transplants more so even fuck me up. Why couldn't you take this like T-cell therapy where it goes in and they take your cells, they essentially rewire them to like fight the cancer. So if you're going to do that, and you had this many years with transplants, even say since the 80s, even say since the 90s, but I think 80s, but whatever, with tons of funding for liver, pancreas, kidney, why couldn't you take the person's, like instead of, because mom got cancer because of the transplant medication she had to be on. That's why she has cancer. So why couldn't you, instead of putting somebody on a transplant medication to make it more conducive to their body, send their fucking cells, rewire them, like take a sample of the new kidney, take the person's cells, rewire it to fucking match. You know what I'm saying? And then introduce it back in, and then it accepts the kidney or the pancreas or the liver or whatever the fuck you're getting or heart, whatever you're getting transplanted. You know what I'm saying? Like how?
Because
is the best you can do a drug that causes cancer?
Because I don't feel like that's what T-cell does.
No,
like,
they're different. They're different processes. But I'm saying if you can do this with one, you can rewire a cell is what I'm saying. And you gave COVID 6 months and you came up with a thing that could do a spike protein to do all this shit. Mm-hmm. Why the fuck? It's money. It's got to be money. There's no way that this isn't a thing that could happen. That's all I'm saying. Mm-hmm. There's no way with the top brains and the top shit and all this fucking money that you can't make this happen. There's just no way in my mind that you've had this many years and the best you can do. It's the cheapest you can do. I believe that. I believe insurance controls everything. So I believe that the cheapest you can do is this fucking drug that causes cancer in a low percentage of people, but it causes issues in probably everybody. Well, it causes immunosuppression. So if you could rewire these, whatever, I don't know because I don't know this shit, but if you could rewire whatever and re-release it into somebody to match their new organ, they would never have to be immunosuppressed in the first place. So why can't you fucking do that?
There's a ton of, I mean, I think they are working on a lot more than probably.
I believe it exists. That's all I'm saying. No, I believe that it is expensive, so they won't do it.
It's expensive.
But that's bullshit.
It is expensive. Bullshit. But also what they're doing too. Also what they're doing too is.
What are we paying for insurance for then?
There's also
open the market up.
And I don't know like titles of things and specific things, so I don't know. But like basically where they can, I swear it's almost like a 3D printing type of deal. Yeah. Where I think they use your own, like you're saying, this would also be another way of solving that, where they take your own, I think, tissue.
Yeah, they do.
And they can grow a kidney or they can grow a liver, and quick. I swear it's like they don't take that long to make. But I mean, again, like that's obviously, even just thinking about that's got to be an expensive process. But then that doesn't, but then that doesn't reject because it's yours.
See, but I actually don't think that
I don't know.
Is that expensive.
I think that it probably is still in a testing phase because I haven't heard anybody.
Everything's in a testing phase though. Mom shit, getting a fucking kidney's in a testing phase.
Well, she's also legit getting a test. Like,
well, yeah. But everything is technically in a testing phase because nothing's 100%. Everything is faulty. Nothing's fucking real. Listen, they can do that. I don't believe personally that is more expensive. I think that it makes more money for the industry to have people on medications, them getting sick, them getting immunocompromised and having to go to the hospital, them, all of these things. Because, dude, like a fucking 3D printer of like just generic shit. I'm not talking about organs. I'm talking about like plastic shit. It's not that expensive.
No, I've known actually a lot of people that have them.
Right.
And like,
so I'm saying there's no fucking way. I almost think it's probably so cheap that they don't want to allow it because I think that there's money. It's money, power, control.
It's definitely possible because it is really sad because like.
It's fucked up.
Well, because like if you're, I mean, any of those vital organs. I mean, I feel like anybody ever. I don't actually know the extent of what people can get transplanted, but it's always like liver, heart, and kidney. I feel like that's all I've heard.
Pancreas?
I've never heard of someone getting a pancreas. But yeah, it is crazy to think that like imagine, because again, we've had experience with this because I have heard of that. Yeah, for burn. Yeah.
Yeah, people get all sorts of transplants.
That is something they can grow.
Heart.
And, no, but
did
the
you
skin.
Heart?
Yeah, I said heart. But skin, I think.
Of any other organs.
I do eyes. I know actually people can get people's eyes, which is extremely interesting, I will say.
Nice switch up there.
Thank you.
Wonderful.
Thank you. Yes. But it is interesting to think.
Switch teams in the middle there.
Yeah.
I love that.
You'll never know where I'm at.
I do, but it's okay.
Yeah. Well, but no, it is weird to think like if you're in, because again, these are long processes where like essentially you're waiting for someone to die to get their organ or to have someone give it to you, which again is a big thing. And I was the only match and I was 18 at the time. So, but otherwise you're waiting for this long list and you don't know when you'll get one because it's very specific if it will even maybe take, and that's even a risk. So, but can you imagine probably not in that many years, like you could be having this huge issue in the hospital and then being like, you need this like badly, and them taking a sample of your tissue and growing one and like having the surgery in 2 weeks and it's your own kidney that you've made.
They can do it right now.
Oh my God. Like I think they could too. I don't think it's like common practice, but yeah, I'm sure somewhere they do.
It's not right now because I really think everything's about fucking money.
It is very much so. Yeah. Because everything her issues have been, it's just been a domino effect.
I don't know, but then I can go the flip side and like I think modern shit fucks me up because I also feel like it is playing God a little and it's a little bit weird but then once you start, I feel like you got to keep going because it's like, so we're just gonna once you start, then you have to choose when to stop. And that's my problem is like if you let like natural shit happen and it is what it is happen,
like
but once you start having all these options and like once that is an option, which I'm sure it will be within the next probably 10 to 20 years, then it is weird because it's like I don't know, it's weird, it's fucking weird to me.
No, I know, because like we say that a lot where it's like, I don't know exactly year-wise, but I mean, because you have to take account for what she was on dialysis for like a year and a half, so it's another year and a half.
She was on for more than a year and a half.
Whatever. I don't even know. Time just like,
dude, we're talking probably 8 to 9 years.
Yeah, and so that's like, and a
point.
lot of those years were really good. So it's like, oh, you get a little bit of like bad time, but then you get like another this many good times, and oh, you have to just get through this, and but like, and it all is medical advancement that's gotten us through this. But then again, like she's saying, where I don't know, like it is weird where obviously if you're given that choice, you want that choice and you want to say yeah, but it is very weird to like proceed in that way, because at what point are you like just meddling like with like the
I'm okay with it as long as the quality of life maintains, but the problem is when you're in these moments where the quality of life isn't great, but it could become okay.
Well, and we've seen that. We've had proof that can happen, which is also the weirdest thing, where it's like it'll like if you think of like something being full versus empty, it'll be like so damn close to empty.
Yeah, like literally a week
almost,
ago to now. Like 3 days ago.
It'll literally be like I don't know, measurements, guys, you know.
She's like 0.021
liters? I don't know, but no, it'll be so close to empty, and then like and then it'll be like halfway full again, like in like a couple days, and you're like because it's I don't know about you or anyone else in the situation, but like me, like it messes with you, because it's like you're like honestly like up and down, because you're like here, because you're like all right,
I've lost my mind.
No, yeah, like you almost, because to cope as a human, and like especially if you're given this opportunity to like kind of not like see it coming, but like, you know, prepare, I guess. You're like, all right. And you're kind of like, okay, going through your phases of like, oh my God, blah, blah, blah. But and then it's like back and you're like, oh my God, my brain. Like it's nuts.
Preparation too, because this is something that fucks with my head, because what is preparation? If you know, okay, so you know somebody's sick, you know somebody is potentially terminally ill, maybe not, but probably. So is it good to know this for extended periods of time? Are we supposed to live knowing somebody's terminal for that long? Because then it makes you feel every day like, are you wasting time? Should you be doing X, Y, and Z? But then what are you supposed to be doing? Are you supposed to say something fucking amazing that everyone's like, whoa, that was really great that you said that. But like, that's a lot of pressure. There's nothing to fucking say.
Yeah.
Because to me, in my head, at the end of the day, when somebody's at the end of something or whatever, when life ends, which it will for everyone eventually, whenever that is, if somebody needs to say something to you to make you know that they cared about you, then you probably didn't have a great relationship with them. I think your relationship,
that's very, very crass. I don't think that's valid, because
what do you mean? You think somebody could say something to you in a last moment that you'd be like, no, we were good. We were cool.
No, but that's
I don't feel that way.
That is you not. That's you just putting like a blanket over a massive thing. Like, because there are people, like if I open up about the whole situation, which again, like going back 9 years ago because I was like my mom's buddy, right? Like I would go to her kidney dialysis things before she started like her prep for it. And so that many years ago, which again, it's probably like 9 at this point, I remember like crying, thinking she was going to die. And again, it's like, oh my gosh, like it's almost 10 years later. And that's a huge difference in terms of when you're in your like teens to 20s. Like that's a huge gap.
Arguing that.
No, I know. But my point is like, I've had this many years of like you're saying, where it's like fear of maybe something going bad, but I've had these so many years in between of like amazing experiences with her and like growth with her, and also, you know, whatever, life just happens and stuff. But I've also had these people when I open up about the situation where their moms have passed, or just anyone, it doesn't have to be your mom specifically, but where they'll pass away abruptly, like you'll see them the previous,
that would fuck me up.
Yeah, no, you'll see them the previous day.
These are different circumstances.
That's what you just said, though, where like, are you supposed to know if people are going to be?
No. I said for extended period of time.
Well, I guess I took that as like extended versus not at all. But
no, those are very different circumstances.
Yeah, because to me that makes sense, because those people are like take every moment, blah, blah, blah.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
I thought that's how I took that.
I am saying without medical assistance,
yeah,
mom would have died slowly through the kidney
I would have been 14.
I know, but I'm not saying that I'm not saying the time frame. I'm saying the amount of time that it would have been a slow decline in her health to watching her die. I'm not saying an abrupt thing.
Yeah.
I'm saying that if there was no medical assistance, if we were in a time frame like that, that would have happened. I'm saying each and every day, the pressure on you. No. I don't think I could do an abrupt thing. No, I don't know how I would so fucking sad. Even. I don't know what I would do through something like that because it has to. I actually I don't know. Yeah. It has to shock you to a point that I can't. I've never been through it.
You'd have to almost go numb.
I don't know. That's not what I'm comparing it to. I'm comparing it to the original point that, like you're saying, we've been through these like dips of like constant
preparing, because I think if you're given time to prepare, you almost like you start mourning and you start like
over
coping.
And over and over again. But I'm saying to a point where like if you're at a certain point, it's pressure because it's like, and also when it comes to a point of like, I don't know, it just gets to a weird point of I don't know how to even say what I'm saying, to
amuse it almost, or
I mean,
I guess it does. But it just gets to a point where it's like almost like for me, like I don't even know like what's going on. Like I'm just like
I don't either. It doesn't feel real to me. Nothing
like things aren't good, but like things aren't like
they're bad. They're bad. No, they are awful. That's what I'm saying. We don't know that. Let me top you off.
I don't know. It's a weird spot to be in, and like, but you know, it is so interesting, and I think that people find help in different ways, and like I think that I differ in this way than you do probably, or maybe you do this too, but like talking about it with people and like right. But so for me it helps because it's like when you're going through these things, it's like
with who?
Just people like
that haven't been through it.
No, but that's my point is a lot. Well, actually everybody has something insane happen or weird happen or this is tragic and this happened. Like, and actually interesting and weirdly enough, so I got my nails done. And so, but this is like a weird
That is interesting.
No, yeah.
That's so weird.
Cool. No, but you know, I love my nail ladies. They call me wonderful things. But anyway, yeah. No, they never say my name right, but I think I love it. But yeah. Probably don't include that part, but
I will. I don't add it. I can't.
Okay, so anyway, no, but what's interesting is in a role like that where you're, you know, it's kind of like back to back people that you're seeing, and you have clients and all these people that you do get to know. If you're,
wait, so let me get this straight. You work there,
no,
or you don't work there?
I got my nails done,
you said
and I have someone I go to for probably like the past year. Her name is Mesa. I don't know if she'll ever watch this. Hey, Mesa. But anyway,
she will not.
She might. No, but anyway, super sweet lady. But what's interesting is because you have like an hour, it depends how long your hands have to be like, you know, not being in use. I mean, it's sometimes a while that you just either
get it. You're a martyr.
No.
Liz doesn't use her hands for an hour.
Listen.
Wait, let me see where we're at. All right, we have like 6 minutes till it turns off.
My whole point. Oh my gosh.
She ripped us out. It's okay. Keep talking.
I don't think mine's on anymore.
Yeah, it is. She ripped it out. It's okay.
So it's still working?
It's still working. It's the headphones.
Okay. So my whole point is like in a role where you have a lot of clients and stuff and you're seeing a lot of people, you see a lot and you hear a lot because you get comfortable with these people. And so she's like, oh, how's your mom, blah, blah, blah. And we're just kind of talking about it. And like just the amount, I mean, it's just like an outrageous amount of people she just encounters on like a daily basis that, oh, you know, they found out their like 2-year-old nephew has like a brain tumor, or oh, this lady found out her husband has this cancer that's like gonna make him die like tomorrow because it's like 1% of everybody that gets it, or like, and this is just in one town.
So what the fuck is going on?
No, that's what I'm saying. So it's like I always feel like, oh my god, like why me? Like this is terrible. But like you're saying, we've had 9 years of like resuscitation.
Yeah, no, I don't feel that way. I don't feel that. I'm not sorry for myself. I don't feel that way.
I don't feel sorry.
No, well, I actually
there are parts of me that do.
No,
I can't lie about that.
I don't feel that way.
I used to feel worse. I think I've grown in that a little bit, but
I do not feel sorry for myself or for my life because I do know people have things, and I do feel there is a fortunate aspect in the fact of how slow things have gone that I think that we have been like abrupt. I couldn't handle. I don't know what I would do. I would fucking die. No. I personally, my personality, I would not be able to handle that. I feel lucky in that aspect, but I'm saying that it gets to a weird point where I don't know. There's just a lot of weirdness. I don't feel weird in that aspect. That part. That maybe that's why we're different. That doesn't help me to hear people talk about that because I'm not like, oh well, this is where, like, I don't feel that way.
Yeah, but I'm very like vocal. Like
I don't feel that
you're
way.
Like
I don't like comparing things either. Though. I don't think things are comparable. I don't think it's like, oh, their life's worse than this life. Like every loss is sad. Everything sucks.
That's not it though. It's not a comparison thing. It's just, but that's where we differ. Like I almost think outwardly and like talking and communicating is like how I like find like solace. Like you're inward. Like you're very like you think about everything. An introvert versus an extrovert, right? Like it's not like, oh, your situation is shittier than me. Like I am happy now. Like it's not it's not a comparison thing. It's that I think that you can get like when because it's your reality in that moment, and I think that you can get so honed in. You're talking
about perspective.
Yeah, perspective. When you're so honed into something that is your reality and it's hard and it's like devastating and all these things, to just kind of go out of yourself, because for me at least it's easy to kind of get in that like, you know, hole of like, this is terrible, like, oh my gosh, like why me, blah blah blah. But yeah, no, that helps me a lot to like hear other people's perspectives, and that like, oh yeah, this is happening, like I'm like, yeah, okay, like it's like things like just stuff just happens, like it's not like exclusive to us or whatever.
Yeah. I think that's not something I struggle with. It's more of just we're literal, very different though. It's more of the literal like loss of somebody that means that much to you, that like is so hard for me to wrap my head around. It has nothing to do with compare. Like I was gonna say I don't care what other people are going through, but I don't mean it like that. I mean like it's not a comparison to me and what other people are going through. It's like, this is real, this is what's happening, and this is our lives. It's not like, oh, it's worse or it's better than yours. But it's like, it sucks. That's it. That's all it is to me. But that sucks, and it does suck. It does suck, but that's so interesting. That doesn't give you any comfort at all. There you go. See.
Yeah, but that's weird. That doesn't give you any comfort at all, and like because.
No.
For us, like, okay, like losing a mom, obviously, and like our mom's like very, I mean, I don't know. It's just we've all been very close. We've all had very individual and deep connections. And I feel like we're a very close family as well. I feel my face smushing because I don't want to cry, and it's like getting like cranked like this. I was
going to say I have to start the camera over too.
Yeah, you should, because I feel like I'm going to cry.
I mean, you can cry.
I don't want to. I get a really bad, ugly crying face. What were we talking about?
You were about to cry.
Yes. Yeah, we're just really close, but that's interesting to me that you don't get any like comfort. It's just interesting because it's just us being so different, and like personalities just needing different things to kind of get through stuff. But
comfort to what?
Well, like, so you're saying, oh, like losing someone that you're so close with, like how devastating that is, and like it's just like that's hard, and it's very
personal.
It's very
like,
it's very personal.
That's what I'm saying. Not looking for anybody to fix that for me.
Not fix it.
I don't get it.
To relate with someone, to find comfort in that person, in that they understand or they went through something similar, or this happened to me, so I get it. Like that stuff is huge to me. Like in not just this scenario either. Like I'm that way kind of across the board. Even good stuff. It's not like this is just all about like sad stuff or bad stuff. Like that's how I like.
Look at that comfort with the mic.
Yeah, I've got this shit
down. Rob would never. He's like.
All right, well. Okay. Well.
I don't mean to hate on her.
Yeah, she is. And I want to like go give him a cupcake or something.
He told me to record without him.
Today. We aren't sure if he was angry though. That's the thing.
It was via text.
Because he said sure.
All right. Anyways, this doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't. I took his place though. So.
No, I just don't understand. No, we're just different. That's all there is to it. Because I think it's a different.
But I am.
We have different perspectives on it, so the other stuff makes sense. It's not that I like don't value other people's problems, or also, or actually, I would say
That's not it at all.
I very much recognize. Like it's almost the opposite of that. Like I very much think that. Actually, but I think it's very personal.
No, you know what actually, and I have something to say, because this actually is exactly what you're saying, and I feel like I know what you're saying in one word, is that and this is like, I think just growth actually as a person, because I can admit this now, and like I don't think it makes me a bad person. No,
yes, it does.
I'm crazy. No,
you're terrible.
I think some people are just inherently better. Inherently. I think it's inherently.
It's inherently.
I said inherently.
0.7 ounces.
Inherently better at certain things than other people. And like, I think Mary by nature is a better person for empathy. I think she can understand people's situations naturally. And to me, that's not something that comes naturally. So I think that's exactly what we're saying is like the factor of why we approach things differently. Because to me, like, she's like, yeah, obviously people have different shitty situations. That's just like, of course. And like all of them are sad. And obviously like you're dumb. But then I'm on the other side and I'm like, I need that to actually be a discussion between me and someone else that I'm like, oh my God, like really? Like that's insane. Like tell me more. Like that's so sad. Like and it's not that like one of us is better than the other. It's just like a literal different like brain almost, like to get to the same thought almost. I don't know. It's weird, but yeah, well, talking things through makes me realize stuff a lot more.
And what is the problem with all of I'm in a constant existential crisis, but what is better? Because honestly, if you really think about what the point of life is, it's at a very basic level. If you want to talk about like as far as like living, like I mean like worldly living life, it's having like the fucking skills to survive. I don't have those.
What would skills to survive
I mean,
be? Like what would today's, like obviously like in barbaric times, but like what would today's skills to survive be?
Well, it's still, I think they are still similar. I mean, there's differences obviously as far as like hunger and shit like that. But I mean like as far as like looking out for, I think empathy is a weakness. I do. I actually do. Like I think it's great as far as like, well, first off, I think it makes people crass too, because I can come off a little crazy.
Do you think that people have? Do you think it's like a given if like that someone has sympathy versus empathy, or do you think some people just don't have either, or do you think that they don't go together at all?
Well, they don't go together.
Like if someone has empathy and like like for me,
they are different.
If I'm
they are
different than you, do you think I have sympathy and you don't?
No. It's not like that.
Oh.
They're different things though. It's not like you can have one and not the other. I think you can have both.
Think of it differently.
No.
I always thought it was like
different. Sympathy by definition is feeling like, and it's not neither of them are bad. So people try to like make them out like so.
That's what I'm saying. For the longest time, I'd be like, oh, I'm not an empathetic person. Like I'm like the devil, and I'm like,
no, but it's sympathy. They are different, and I think people confuse them. But sympathetic person is able to feel sad for somebody and feel I'm trying to think of exactly how to say this, but the sympathetic person is able to like understand why somebody's sad and feel sad for them. Empathy is like literally you understand like what they're going through.
I'm
and they are different things. You can have both, you can have one, you can have the other.
Yeah.
They are different things. You can feel sympathy for somebody, you can feel empathy for somebody, you can feel both of them for somebody. They are different things.
By nature, I'm definitely more of a sympathetic person, 100%, because I very much so can
see, and I'm an empathetic person. That's why I've lost my fucking mind. That's why I'm a cold bitch, because I can't hook up with all these people. I can't keep fucking like.
She can't hook up with all these people.
Hell no, I'm not a hoe. No, but I can't like. It makes you, if you have an empathetic personality with no boundaries, which I did for a lot of years, it causes you to be crass in the end because you cannot.
Well, it's also got to just drain you to almost feel like you can't do your own shit.
You
because
can't.
Like you're like, because I feel like empathy almost makes you feel like you're living because the way I interpret empathy is like you like are so in tune with what someone's going through that you almost have like the feelings they have of like
no, it's if something's why are you laughing?
Because
it's 100%
I know,
true.
but I'm saying if you like if someone's in a really guilty situation, you have all the guilt. If someone's going through a super like scary situation, you have all the scariness.
Yes.
Fear.
No. Yeah, but this is why people who can't even hear like all the scary. I don't know what it is.
What would that be called?
No, this is why I honestly think some of the crassest people were probably some of the most emotional and empathetic people, especially as younger people, because I think you get taken advantage of. It's not intentional either. This is what I'm not going to say that the other person is intentionally taking advantage. You are genuinely interested in what they're saying, and you genuinely want to help them, and genuinely like the empathetic person wants to be a piece of this and help them and be there. Mm-hmm. And the other person is not intentionally taking advantage. They need help and they want you there. Mm-hmm. But you become bitter eventually because you're like you're never fucking there and I'm always here, but you also don't require anything the other way. It's a whole thing. So it is a two-sided thing. I think everything's two-sided. You need to look at yourself, so you can't just be like, fuck this person. No, you fucked up too. Mm-hmm. You didn't tell them anything. Mm-hmm. You just did this. I don't know. It's personalities, and it's this thing. And I think that people who have like this empathetic personality, and I know people who do, and they feel the same way I do, and you get bitter at some point, and then you close off, and then you can't reopen because it's like PTSD from the shit of these people treating you this way. But not everybody's going to treat you that way. But also, you need to acknowledge that you have your own problems and your own issues, and you need to be willing to open up about them in the opposite direction, because if you aren't, then how is anybody ever supposed to care about what you have going on? Because they don't know what the fuck's going on because you didn't say anything. So like, how is it really their fault? It is two-sided. It is two-sided because you can't just get angry at them. And some people do suck, and some people just fucking suck, and that is the end of the story. But some people just you didn't give them anything to work with because you didn't. And that is on you if you aren't willing to open up.
Do you think that could be a characteristic of people that are overly empathetic, that possibly in a personality that's overly empathetic, it's to avoid ever discussing their own life?
Sure. 100%.
Yeah. I think that could be a thing also. It's very possible. Because I think it is. It's almost like if you're because it is. It's like it'd be it's almost impossible. And again, I'm not this way. I just know what it is, and I've seen it occur and whatever. But like, if someone is so, like, if their whole being is being an empathetic person, and like that's by their nature how they are, like that almost gives you zero time to like be concerned about like your own shit, because especially if you have multiple people you're concerned about, like it literally leaves like no time in your brain. This can go
into a lot of, and I'm not saying anything about like, I don't know, it's not a figured out like nothing is concrete thing, but I'm saying like there's like a lot of like psychological stuff that you can go into with like a childhood, and like your placement in family, and your reliability, trauma, and the parents' placements in families, and all these things that create, along with personality. I do think a lot is nature.
Personality is very interesting.
Nature is huge.
I don't know though.
But nurture, I honestly think it's 50-50.
I do too. I was going to say it's 50-50.
Because I think you could put the same personality in a lot of situations and have a different outcome.
I think actually you always would.
Yes, but you could also take, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's nature versus nurture though, because you could take like, you could switch anything in any direction you want and always have different outcomes.
I don't know though. Like, to think about it, it's interesting because 50-50, I don't know. Like,
they actually say, or well, I don't know. It's debated, but nature they say is higher. Well, unless you have like a severely like crazy traumatic situation, like where you didn't have a chance to develop yourself.
I would say it'd be closer, like a 75-25.
Yeah, they do.
It would have to be a little more.
They do say that nature, if you have a conducive, like not to the point where you're like having some fucking shit.
Okay, but like think about
that
all
nature's
of us.
Higher.
Like, of course. Okay, so like, you know,
get in there.
She always talks like, so I'm the youngest of 4. She's the second of 4. So she's up there in the olders.
What about Vinny? We have 5. Old. We can include Vinny in this family.
So we have 5.
So you're the youngest of 5.
I'm the youngest of 5.
And I am the second of 5.
But anyway, no, but like she would say like, oh, like, I don't know. I feel like that's a thing. Like, youngest get treated differently, and it is very true. It is true. Actually, now that I'm older, I'm like, I was definitely treated differently, 100%. So I guess that could be another thing versus the.
I already said that, placement in family.
Yeah, but like,
for sure, but they literally. Everyone's fucking. Yes. I'm gonna fucking smack this.
No, I know what you mean, but I'm saying think.
No, but like, I'm not even saying it like it's studies.
I know, but I'm saying think about us even just being born. And like being like little kids, where like that doesn't, I mean, yes, it does automatically kind of affect you. Different. It is, but I'm saying how different we all, like, I think all of us
You're possessed.
Right. But I'm saying.
And like none of the other ones were.
Mary, I'm saying all of us
That was a huge difference.
All of us were really different.
Yes.
Personality just off the bat. Like
Sean
literally out of the womb.
Sean and I were the most similar. For sure.
You weren't even though.
But
looking back at those, like we have like home videos and stuff, and like you guys were not the same.
No, I said the most similar.
I don't think we were the same. I know, but I don't think you guys even were that similar. I think you think you were, but you weren't.
Well, we had 4 years between us.
No, you guys, but you guys weren't though.
No, we do have 4 years between us. But anyways, okay. The difference that comes in with at least we had again.
Should we give some real quick? Should we give some shout outs?
To who? Taylor.
To our followers.
Taylor wanted a shout out.
I'm here for you, and I'm here to shout you out. And I'm here to say hello to your baby.
Bye-bye.
Yeah. This is Moira. I'm here to say hello to your baby. Cora. And who else do we have?
Liz. No, don't say your last name.
Lizzie. In the house, Lizzie.
And Kennedy.
And Kennedy.
I mean, I don't think Kennedy watches it.
Probably. She's cool.
I mean, that's true. You let her watch whatever she wants.
Yeah.
We don't swear.
Allie. Better be watching this, because
bitch.
if not, and you haven't gotten to this part, I'm coming for you.
Sarah and Jennifer.
Her work people, Sarah and Jennifer. Hello. Welcome. Wow. Thank you for attending this long podcast of awesomeness.
It is getting really long.
Yeah.
We probably have
so
to
that's why we're giving shout outs, because if you made it this long, you get a goodie bag. You get a swag bag.
It will be coming in your mailbox.
With Dead End Convos attire.
All right. I think that we probably should wrap it up.
Yeah, we should.
I feel like we cut whatever we were talking about, which I don't remember, really abruptly. Empathy.
We cut it right in the butt.
Whatever. Introverts, extroverts.
Also, who thought, this is the final thought, who thought that it was nip it in the butt?
That's so stupid.
Everyone, okay?
Did I correct you on that?
It's nip it in the bud. If anyone is like, what is she talking about? I sound dumb. Yeah, you do. It's nip it in the bud. So, you're welcome. You're welcome, and have a good night. Bye-bye.
All right, well, I don't know. The vibe was different this week. Liz wants to record another podcast right now.
Well, I just can already see like all of these people being like, we need more. And I'm like, are they going to say like she's in the same clothes? Like, what the hell's going on? So, but that's my only worry. Like, I know they're going to want more content. It's just like, are they going to be like, why is she wearing the same shirt? That's my only concern. I know you're going to want more though. So send in your requests, send in your comments, concerns, your questions. I'm so Gen Z.
All right, I gotta go.
Me too. I'm busy.
I have to get back with boomers because this fucking shit is.
Aren't you a millennial?
Yeah, but
that's embarrassing.
That I'm a millennial. Everyone watching this,
that you gotta get with the boomers.
Yeah, I gotta get my age back up. This fucking Gen Z shit is not for me. All right, I gotta go.
I gotta go too.
Whistle our way out.
What does Dad usually whistle?
He doesn't. He just does whatever. Let's just see. She has better skills than her own father. Let's see it.
Do you end it like anything specific?
No.
Like, thanks for watching Dead End Convos. See you next week, bitches.
Make sure to subscribe. It's on YouTube and Spotify.
Bye, bitches.
We've never done that before. All right, go ahead. Copyright.